Good morning there, weaving friends. I'm starting a new project. I'm at the Ashford Loom. I have already measured out my warp, and I'm starting to slay the reed. And the yarn I'm using, it's kind of gold colored. You can see it there in a chain. But before I show you that, I want to show you this one. I bought this gold and this bluish purple when I was at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival last September. And these threads are from a company named Interlacement Yarns. There's a note on the label that says it's hand dyed by Kelly Potter. It's interlacementyarns.com. She had a pretty big selection at a booth at Sheep and Wool Festival, and I liked the looks of some of the colors she had. Now, this is not wool, it is actually Tencel, and it feels a little teeny bit heavier than 8/2 Tencel, although I am mixing it with 8/2 Tencel in the reed as part of my warp. There isn't quite enough in one of these skeins, which are approximately 500 yards. There isn't quite enough to do what I want. So I'm mixing some of this kind in the gold with some what I would call maroon Tencel yarn, 8/2 Tencel, in a pattern which you'll see once I get to actually weaving this. But I just thought I'd give you the startup of this project. These look totally tangled up. Hopefully they're not completely tangled. I am in the process of slaying this reed. So we'll do just a little bit of reed slaying. I think I'll move the camera a little bit closer to give you a better idea of what I'm doing. I've also recently changed the way in which I slay the reed on this. I've normally left it vertical in the beater bar and pulled it out to almost this position out toward me and slayed when it's vertical. This time I'm doing it horizontally and slaying that way. It seems to be going a little bit easier. So let's move the camera and take a look. I've tied this into pretty small bundles. They're only 12 threads wide in here, and it's actually, so it's 6 loops back across my thumb here. Let's untie that. Hopefully there's enough light here to see this. I wonder if, yeah, there is. Whoops, looking at the screen on the camera. So I'm going to pick up the first thread off my finger, go down under here, come up in the next spot in the reed, pull it through, pick up the next one. So right now I've got the cross sitting on between my thumb and forefinger, so I can keep things straight right here. We'll just pick up one thread at a time. I'm really hoping this shows up decently in the video. So now I'm just going to pull these threads through, get out of that crazy piece of blue. and put a little slip knot in here so that it doesn't pull back. And there you go. I'm threading this 2 threads per dent in a 10 dent loom. And again, it is 8/2 Tencel. At least the maroon is, and the stuff that I bought from Interlacement Yarns feels just a little bit heavier, but I couldn't match it with anything else, and the 8/2 is pretty close, so I'm hoping this will work. Anyways, that's the beginning of this threading of this project, and you might be wondering why I'm showing you this instead of the other things that I showed in the last video of the couple projects I've got going on. Well, there's no reason why you can't have 3 or 4 projects all going at the same time, and I just felt like doing something else. So more later when I get farther with this. Well, there you just saw me winding on the last little bit up to about the reed, so it'll take off of these weights. My weights are S-hooks. They basically give me the tension for at least having some tension whilst winding on. So I'm going to have to wind on the last couple inches without tension on it, but I don't think that's going to be too bad because it's near the very top. Let's kind of just comb this out one more little bit. Make sure there's no tangles at the very end. I'm going to go around the back of the loom just for a moment and give it a little bit more of a wind up. And that noise you heard, that crinkly noise, I've got some craft paper back there that I was using to separate the layers. So now I'm going to tie these into bundles with just a quick knot. You probably can't see this real well, but I'm just tying little knots like this into each one of them. And I'm not going to bore you to death by having you watch all of this, but I want you to get the idea that that's what I'm doing. And then we'll lash on to the front and put some tension on this guy. I've moved you to the other side Yeah, we are recording. To the other side so you can hopefully see a little bit better what I'm doing with this lashing on. I know a lot of people prefer to tie on, and I prefer lashing. It's really personal preference. The one reason I do it is because I can adjust it fairly easily. Another one is that this gives me, this uses a little bit less yarn in the tie-on process, so I don't have quite as much loom waste at each end. There I've got one thread that's really loose. I'm going to stop the video and fix that. I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, that little issue's been fixed. I don't know exactly what I did, but I managed to drop one string. So we're back at it again, putting the lashing on. Come on, get back there, you stupid piece of string. I've got this knot in my lashing string, which is kind of a pain to get around, but it doesn't really stop me from doing what I want to do, so just slows me down a little bit. Almost looks like I may not have enough here, but we'll see. I can always loosen the back just a little bit. Not quite enough, but we'll do this. And we'll move some of the slack over to the other side. There's where that knot causes me trouble again. And we do have enough now. So we'll just tie a knot here. And start to tension it up. A little bit loose on this end, so I'm going to have to tighten that. Well, gang, I'm weaving on this. I think I'm about halfway done with it, just looking at how far I am on the warp. Just doing plain weave. I put it in at 20 ends per inch. I think I told you that. Anyways, 20. I should have gone to about 16 because it's packing in a little bit tight. I'm getting a little bit more warp than weft, so it's not completely balanced weave. It's showing a little bit more warp than weft. So obviously I had a few too many threads per inch in the reed. It still looks really nice, and in fact, given the variegated nature or the hand-dyed nature of this warp, it actually shows that off a little bit more, so it's not bad to have this be just slightly warp-faced. And I'm doing plain weave. There is absolutely nothing special about the weave structure on this. Again, I'm using, rather than moving heddles, to get enough heddles on each shaft for what plain weave should normally be a 2-shaft pattern, I threaded this such that I can use shafts 1 and 2 as if they were shaft 1, and shafts 3 and 4 as if they were shaft 2. Makes it easier for flipping the levers, and looks just fine as plain weave. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm about to advance the warp just a little bit. I'll reach in back, loosen that up a little bit, come around to the front, tighten it up a little bit, and keep weaving. I'm getting a very little bit of draw in, but it's only about 10 inches wide, so I wouldn't expect much. Anyways, that's what is going on with the weaving of this scarf. That is the yellowish colors are, like I say, are 5/2 Tencel, and the maroon color is 8/2 Tencel. So where it's straight maroon, it's pretty close to a balanced look, but in the 5/2, it's just a little bit warp faced, and like I say, it looks really nice. So I'm quite happy with the way this is turning out. And we'll just weave for a little bit here for you to watch, and then I am going to turn the camera off and keep weaving off camera. Okay, that's enough for now. I'm going to turn the camera off and keep weaving without you guys. Yes, gang, I am doing fringe twisting again. I've done enough on this side. I'm going to flip it over and do this side. Let's move that. Move this. As usual, I'm using the dictionary as weight just to hold it in place. I'll kind of comb these out. Twisting 6 threads at a time. You know, this is very fine thread for fringe twisting, but I think these really look neat. So, just going to do a couple of them here whilst you guys are watching. Is that 2? Yeah, that's 2. We'll grab the next 2 and the final 2. These red ones, they're really the fine ones because they're 8/2 Tencel. Not Tencel. I can't think of the name of this stuff. Tencel. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Get through there, you stupid little piece of string. There we go. Two, 4, no, that's not 4, that's, there we go, 2, 4, 6. We're going to pick up this one. One, 2, 3. That middle one doesn't feel tight enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I'm going to do one more online here, whilst you're watching, and then I'm going to turn the camera off and finish this. This is where it starts to look really neat when you get some red and gold mixed together. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know if I can get the camera to zoom in closer. I'm going to try that. It may just be a still shot. But that's enough of you watching me twist these things for now. I'll get back to you in just a few minutes when I'm all done. Well, weaving friends, this scarf is done. So it's not perfectly even lengthwise at each end for the yellow parts, but it's pretty close. I was running out of warp thread. I overestimated it by just a little bit. But I'm very happy with the looks of this. Since the camera's in landscape, not portrait, I'll hold it out this way. There's my twisted fringes. I think they look pretty good. There's the other end. Again, twisted fringes. Maroon and a variegated gold and light brown and maybe a touch of gray into it. Tencel. But the overall process I'm pretty happy with. So there you go. Again, we'll come in close and you can see it is just plain weave. But sometimes just plain weave when you're playing with color can be pretty neat looking. So That's this project finished. The projects that's over there on the big loom, the Louette spring, which is the baptismal shawls or baptismal blankets to go up to church, is over half done, but it's not there yet. I'm still working on it. So maybe that'll be the next video, I don't know. I might start something else on the Ashford loom. Just haven't decided. But I wanted to show you this thing. I have no idea who I'm going to give it to. But it's a nice lightweight shawl, or scarf. It's almost a shawl. And I'm very happy with the looks of it. So that's it for this video. You know, all the usual: like, subscribe, comment that every YouTuber says, usually at the beginning, and I tend to say at the end. Whatever works. Until the next time around on YouTube, bye-bye.